Alright guys, welcome to the channel. Hope you're all doing good. It's 2:39 in the morning. Trying to slim down. I've put on a bit of bulk from the weights admittedly, but that's gonna go sooner or later. Thought I'd have a shave. Starting to get back to my old self. Not quite there yet. Need to lose a bit of this bulk, but it'll come soon enough. Just gonna watch what I'm eating. Well, I've got microwave food in anyway, so I ain't got to worry about that. But yeah, guys, I'll be back to my sexy self soon enough. Don't you worry. Don't you worry about that. I'll be back to looking sexy again soon. Well, in my opinion, anyway. No one else is probably. No, I'm only joking. As long as you feel sexy, that's the main thing. Do you know what I mean? Even if other people don't think you are. But the weight will come down soon enough. Not even weight really. It's not really weight. It's just muscle. Put on a bit of muscle, or do you know what I mean? So it's gonna take a bit of time for that to come off again. But won't take too long. Do you know what I mean? Dieting, like eating healthy. Size will soon come off, and I'll be back to my sexy self, feeling good. Do you know what I mean? Rising above. So it's one of them. That's all I can say really, guys. I'll do a quick word. Do a quick word for you guys, because I don't think I've done one today. I don't know if I have. Don't think I have. So I'll do a quick word for you guys. Matthew, I think we'll go where we carried on from Matthew. Where did we get up to? We done divorce last, I think. So the parables of the workers in the vineyard. I think that's where we got up to. So yeah, let's just go straight into it. Let's just go straight into it. The parables of the workers in the vineyard. For the kingdom of heaven is like a landowner who went out early in the morning to hire workers for his vineyard. He agreed to pay them a denarius for the day and sent them into his vineyard. About 9 in the morning, he went out and saw others standing in the marketplace doing nothing. He told them, "You also go and work in my vineyard, and I will pay you whatever is right." So they went. He went out again about noon and about 3 in the afternoon. And about 3 in the afternoon and did the same thing. About 5 in the afternoon he went out and found still others standing around. He asked them, "Why have you been standing here all day long doing nothing?" "Because no one has hired us," they answered. He said to them, "You also go and work in my vineyard." When evening came, the owner of the vineyard said to his foreman, "Call the workers and pay them their wages, beginning with the last ones hired and going on to the first." The workers who were hired about 5 in the afternoon came and each received a denarius. So when those came who were hired first, they expected to receive more, but each one of them also received the denarius. When they received it, they began to grumble against the landowner. "These who were hired last worked only 1 hour," they said, "and you have made them equal to us, who have borne the burden of the work and the heat of the day." But he answered one of them, "I am not being unfair to you, friend. Didn't you agree to work for a denarius? Take your pay and go. I want to give the one who was hired last the same as I gave you. Don't I have the right to do what I want with my own money?" Or are you envious because I am generous? So the last will be first, and the first will be last. Jesus predicts his death a third time. Jesus predicts his death a third time. Now Jesus was going up to Jerusalem. On the way, he took the 12 aside and said to them, "We are going up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man will be delivered over to the chief priests and the teachers of the law. They will condemn him to death and will hand him over to the Gentiles to be mocked and flogged and crucified. On the third day he will be raised to life," a mother's request. Then the mother of Zebedee's sons came to Jesus with her sons, and kneeling down asked a favour of him. "What is it you want?" he asked. She said, grant that one of these two sons of mine may sit at your right and the other at your left in your kingdom." "You don't know what you're asking," Jesus said to them. "Can you drink the cup I am going to drink?" "We can," they answered. Jesus said to them, "You will indeed drink from my cup, but to sit at my right or my left is not for me to grant. These places belong to those for whom they have been prepared by my Father." When the 10 heard about this, they were indignant, and the two brothers, James, called them together and said, When the 10 heard about this, they were indignant with the two brothers. Jesus called them together and said, "You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and the high officials exercise authority over them. Not so with you. Instead, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first must be your slave, just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and give his life as a ransom for many." Two blind men received sight. As Jesus and his disciples were leaving Jericho, a large crowd followed him. Two blind men were sitting by the roadside, and when they heard that Jesus was passing by, they shouted, "Lord, Son of David, have mercy on us." The crowd rebuked them and told them to be quiet, but they shouted all the louder, "Lord, Son of David, have mercy on us." Jesus stopped and called them. "What do you want me to do for you?" he asked. "Lord," they answered, "we want our sight." Jesus had compassion on them and touched their eyes. Immediately they received their sight and followed him. That's it, guys. That's chapter 20, the parable of the workers in the vineyard. Hope you can take something from that. I hope it blessed you in some way. Hope you liked it. That's interesting, isn't it, guys? It says Jesus called them together and said, "You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their high officials exercise authority over them. Not so with you. Instead, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first must be your slave, just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many." So it's saying basically, guys, it pays to serve in life. Do you know what I mean? It pays to be a servant. Do you know what I mean? Not to lord it over people and be selfish. Do you know what I mean? It pays to be a servant. That's what Jesus is saying. Just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and give his life as a ransom for many. So Jesus come to serve, not be served. the archetype. Do you know what I mean? Jesus is what everyone aspires to be as a Christian. So whatever he says, basically, is gospel. Do you know what I mean? Um, so yeah, whatever he says pays. Basically, do you know what I mean? And that's basically what it says in the Bible. There's loads of scriptures. How it's more blessed to give than to receive. How it's good to be a servant and not be served. The last shall be first, and the first shall be last. The list goes on and on, guys. There's many scriptures, do you know what I mean? But some people want to follow it, some people don't. What can you say, do you know what I mean? Everyone's got a different opinion on what they think's right and everything, so that's the beauty of the world, do you know what I mean? We're all learning all the time, but I know what I believe in. That's all I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? I know what I believe in, and what I believe's true. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them. So yeah, that's what I believe in, guys. I believe what Jesus says. Call me mad, call me crazy, call me stupid, call me whatever you want. Do you know what I mean? There's plenty of other people with testimonies saying the same thing. Even famous people pretty much saying the same thing. Do you know what I mean?